Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. It is time to rock and roll here on the show. We are ready to have a little fun over the next couple of hours. We will take you till 3. Today's one of those shows that we got a whole bunch of things going on. At noon, we've got Tua along with Saban announcing his decision. And obviously this whole season, there were many out there that were, thinking about tanking for Tua and those kind of things. And there was never any tanking going on. Only some of the, clueless media were thinking that there was some tanking going on when there was no tanking whatsoever. But now we're going to find out, what's he going to do? Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? One of the things that we've talked about in the last couple of weeks is that he could have a little Peyton Manning in him, right? Peyton, we talked about this on the show, that he decided to stay too. And, it was one of those things that we were freaking out back in the day. And I think we'll do the same thing here, because it really only makes sense to leave right now and go, because you've been very injury prone. That's the thing about him. I mean, that's what scares me. This is why I won't take him at number 5. I know a lot of you out there that if he's there at 5, take him, all that stuff. But we're gonna find out what this young man's all about. It's interesting that he's holding the press conference with Saban. Some have speculated that because Saban's there, that it means that he's going to stay. I don't know yet. That's one that I think it could go either way. Saban can be there as, remember, this is great PR for Saban. He's there with Tua in a tough time. He was there with him through the injury. There's, all kinds of stuff that he would go to the hospital all the time to check in on him. Saban told the story that he would call to check in on him, and that he was kind of down about, having to call Tua and checking in on him. And that by the end of the conversation, Tua had inspired him and had motivated him, because he's that kind of dude. It's if you were looking at a person that was selfish and self-centered, the easy guess would be, oh, he's leaving, dude. But because you have, even though we don't really know him that well, but there's a certain level of expectation, respect that you have for Tua because of the way he's carried himself. And the kid carries himself in a first-class fashion, man. And you're not going to be shocked by his decision to stay. You'll be shocked about the decision, but not the human being choosing to stay one more year, because you would say a Tua, a Tim Tebow, a Russell Wilson, a Peyton Manning, a Tony Gwynn, a Cal Ripken. You know what I'm talking about now, right? I kind of got the whole spectrum of the characters. Exceptional characters. You never know with these guys, because they do the things that most of us would not do, okay? Because I will tell you honestly, selfishly, I'm gone, dude. I'm gone. I know they're using me as much as they can, and I'm going to use them as much as they can. We've reached our point. From here on out, you benefit more than I do. I'm out of here. Let me go get a check. So that's where I would tell you that this is one that you've gotta watch out, because you just don't know. You really don't. So we'll find out soon enough. We'll find out what's going on and what is the next stage. We will carry the press conference for you at noon. Not only are we going to carry the press conference for you at noon, and then after we'll have our reaction to that press conference. So that'll be good, that we'll be able to find out finally, get a little closure, and then we can move on. And we'll talk about whatever that decision is and how it affects the Dolphins. We'll do that in the 12 o'clock hour, so we'll get to that. At 1 o'clock, Jason Turner, we couldn't catch up with him on Friday. Well, Bill tracked him down this time and said, dude, we need you here. We got to talk a little, Jordan Love. And so We'll talk about our NFL draft focus today. We'll move over to Utah State, and we will talk Jordan Love here on the program. David Wilson from the Miami Herald. He's like the jack of all trades at the Herald. He covers everything, Canes and Dolphins and Heat. And, last night he was at the Heat game, and he covered Whiteside. So we'll have a little fun with the whole Whiteside situation and David Wilson at 2 o'clock. 2:30, Andy Behrens, a little fantasy basketball we do at 2:30 here on the program. So we have got an absolutely loaded freaking show today. All right, we got a ton of things to talk about already on the program. First of all, let's start off with the Seattle and Eagles game, which is the one that brings a big-time controversy because of the Kyle Rudolph play at the end of that game. There are, several layers to this, but in the end, the ultimate problem is that your commissioner is not consistent with anything that he does when he is putting forth discipline. And the NFL is also not consistent when it comes to its refereeing and its decisions that are made out there on the field. And I got to tell you, the NFL is reflecting a lot like the NBA. The NBA has the worst referees in all of pro sports. Okay? You're not going to convince me of anything different. Soccer is a very close second. All right? You watch enough soccer matches, whether it's nationally or internationally, whatever, you can say soccer referees are pretty dirty too. Not that they're like dirty, sold. It's just bad. That's what I mean. And football is, man, it's getting there. It's getting there. Wow. It is bad. It is inconsistent. It's just disgusting. And yesterday, look, both guys had hands on each other, but Kyle was the guy that had at the final part when the ball was coming his way. He's the guy that used leverage and pushed off the defender in order to get that football. Okay? And like I said, several layers to all of this, right? I'm sorry, Viking Saints. Why am I going Kyle Rudolph? I'm saying Seattle Eagles. Viking Saints. And there's several layers because you have the Kirk Cousins effect to all of this, right? And you're happy for Kirk Cousins because this is one of those moments that he needed in a big time way. He needed big time. Whoa. Oh, that sounds pretty ugly, huh?
That's how we've won all year, team, right? Hey, you hold him to 20 points, man. You gave us a chance at the end. I got 3 words for you. You like that?
All right, that sounds really, really bad, and that's probably my fault there. But it's one of those moments where he needed that for a week, right? Because they're paying him $90 million guaranteed. He's getting paid to go a lot farther. That team is set to be a Super Bowl caliber type team. And so personally, Kirk needed that moment, needed that throw, needed that completion. But the problem is it becomes a little stained because clearly Kyle Rudolph pushed off. And then the fact that if you weren't reviewing these things, then we can just move on and just call it a day because there was no foul called. We move on. The referees missed it. But you have opened Pandora's box where you are reviewing this stuff. And if you are reviewing this stuff, then, let's do a better job here overall. Let's be more consistent about what we have to do. And these teams, man, and these coaches, they work so hard to get to this point. You can't have a referee decide the outcome. I mean, it's unfair. At every level, it's unfair. And that's why I say that, here's where the game gets stained. And here's where the moment gets stained. And again, I get it. You know, if you're a Saints fan, you're going to be pretty bitter about this because of what happened last year. What happened last year was way more blatant than this one. Okay? This stuff is bang, bang, and we didn't really see the push-off right when the play happened. It was after the replay that you notice it because, again, you're not going to catch everything with the naked eye. It's normal to miss a lot of this stuff. You're going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. But then here comes the replay, and you see it, and now you say, whoa, wait a minute. And you and I know, you know, for those of us that are Dolphins fans, if that was the Dolphins in the Saints role, I'd be pissed this morning. I'd be incredibly pissed because they missed the call. You know? And that to me would be, you know, a real problem. Not that we could do anything about it, except the NFL would send a letter out to the team and say, oh, we're sorry. We screwed up. Sorry doesn't help you there, man. And if you're going to be consistent about this, and if you're going to review plays, then review this one, man. And give it the respect it deserves. You just ran off the field and you didn't even check. That team worked hard as hell to get there. And I got to tell you, Rex Ryan on Get Up, I thought he had a really, really interesting point when he talked about it. Can you check the cable or something there? Because that's kind of weird that it would be that sounding like so odd. All right, try it again now. Let's see. It's kind of odd. Wow, that's bad.
Does make a mistake because right there, you got to, after the guy catches the football, you got to be going berserk. I mean, that's what you should have done. Selling it. He's got to sell it like crazy. Why? I mean, it happened. Don't just say, oh, well, and then give it one of these. Oh, no, you've got to go absolutely berserk in this situation. That would have made our guy, Alberto Riveron, sit back and say, uh-oh.
All right, I don't know what it is, but it sounds terrible. But what Rex was saying, I don't know if you can understand it in that garble, but what Rex was saying is that the DB also has to sell it, that you got pushed off, you know, act like when he pushes off on you, sell it because you're already out of the play. And I got to tell you, Rex is 1,000% right about that. It's a great point that he made on Get Up this morning. When I was watching, I go, you know what? That's actually true. It would have helped if the DB would have sold it a little bit, but nothing. There was no sell job. You know, and on the flip side, while I feel terrible for the Saints and their fans, and the fact that you didn't end up, you know, reviewing this whole thing, and especially it compounds the whole thing because of what happened last year. And last year's was incredibly blatant. It was disgusting. This is something that you normally would not be reviewing. But because you have now opened up Pandora's box and you are now reviewing these kind of things, and you're reviewing everything inside 2 minutes, and you're reviewing all the scores and all that stuff, this falls under those categories. Why didn't you do it? That's the part I don't get. Why didn't you do it? And so that's where I would tell you that, for me, that I thought that would be the issue already at this point, that, okay, this is what's going to stand out from all of this, is that there's no consistency in anything that the NFL does. And then it leaves you frustrated. And by the way, your team, whatever it is that you're watching, if you're a Dolphins or a Steelers or a Jets fan or a Niners fan or whatever it is, the scary part is that our teams are going to end up in that situation at one point or another, and we don't know what's going to happen because the NFL has no consistency about any of this. You know? That's crazy. Ray says, if he was going back there, would be no need for a press conference? Not true. Not true. He could explain why he's coming back now. Because if you just say coming back, the next question is why? And there's no football being played. You have no access to them. So Tua is one of those dudes that he's going to come out, and if he is going to come back, he'll tell you why also. You know, did you know that his entire family moved to Tuscaloosa? They all live there. Maybe, I'm telling you, you just never know with these kind of cats. You're talking, Ray Martinez, you're talking like you and me would talk. Because I would be gone. Done. I'm not going to be a phony. I'm not going to tell, oh, well, you know, I would want the college life too. Get the hell out of here. I want the money. Get me the money, bro. Okay? I'm not suffering another injury without a check in my hand. Okay? And another insurance policy or something along those lines, which I know he's going to take out an insurance. If he does come back, which I think he already probably has a Lloyd's of London type of insurance policy. Let me check out what we got on the text machine here, on the YouTube text machine. Rich V is chiming in with a little good morning. George also, NorCal, great job picking Tennessee, Bill. Tannehill is garbage, though. Yeah. Hey, he made 2 good passes, man. That's it. He was beautiful handing off. Keyshawn Johnson stayed in school. Simeon Rice stayed in school, and hope Tua stays in school to stop all the Miami talk. Flipside Fishing, it's Tua day. All Tua's best receivers are entering the draft. Why would he come back? Well, he wouldn't play next year. He would play till like late in the year. He's probably not even going to start the season. Oh, and by the way, do you not think another McDonald's what are they called? What are they called, Bill, in football? They're not called McDonald's All-Americans. What are they called? Whatever. High school. Don't you think another high school All-American is taking over for Judy? Right? Come on, man. It's Alabama. They'll reel in 3 more studs.
He'll be competing with his brother, won't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Are.
Yeah. Ian from Brooklyn is saying, what's up? A.B. Barrios, no Tua. Hopefully he stays. Let's not waste a pick on an injured QB. Big O, what would Tua benefit from staying in school? Just healing up the college life, experience, improving his draft stock, I guess, to become the 2nd pick in the draft right behind Lawrence instead of number 5 or 6. Or 7 or 10 or 15. I don't know. I have a real hard time, okay, explaining to anybody the positives because I'm not the guy. I'm the guy that would have left. I don't really see a positive. But in his eyes, he might see it as a positive. I don't know. Maybe the kid wants to graduate. Maybe I have no idea. You know, he's wired differently maybe. We'll see. Durability, definitely a major concern. Yeah, of course, man. 4 operations in 2 years? Hell yeah, man. Let's see. Tua can benefit by staying because we all know Burrow going first next year. Lawrence, he can benefit by being drafted in the later rounds by a team that can protect him better than, say, and then I don't know what he meant after that because they ran out. Mace is saying, Ty from the Bronx, good morning, Big O. Appreciate that, sir. What do you really think of McCarthy and the boys? I will get to McCarthy being head coach of the Dallas Cowboys soon. Dougie Fresh says, there's absolutely no reason Tua should stay at Alabama. If he enters the draft now, he will get paid, get to sit on the bench and learn, and have access to world-class medical care. Well, he has the world-class medical care now. Don't worry. He's got Dr. James Andrews, like, right in his backyard. He's there in Alabama. Don't that part is, I'm with you, he's got to leave, but he's not getting any better health care in the NFL than Alabama. Trust me. It's not happening, okay? Same kind of health care you're getting, same level right there. Facilities are same level, maybe better at Alabama than most NFL teams, okay? And medical, same thing. Same thing. I wish Tua the best, David says, and a speedy recovery, but dude is 1 NFL hit away from collateral damage. Freddie says, Fred Sled says, hey, Big O, big fan. May I ask, are you a Royco lover or a Yaka Lover. What the hell is that? Are you guys tricking me into something? I don't know what the hell that is, bro. Did you make me say some porn or something? What'd you make me do there, bro? What did you do to me, Fred Sled? What did you trick me into doing? Right now, I have no idea what that means, Fred Sled. You're going to have to explain it to me. Okay? Rich V says, David, and yes, David, and it'd be a wasted pick and Finns would pay the bill. Jay Gelfand says, Tua should not be in the Dolphins' sight for first round. He's too fragile to waste a number one pick on. I am with you, Jay, but a desperate league does desperate things for a quarterback. So I would not be surprised if they do use one of their first-round picks on him. Man of 1,005 holds says he won't be playing whether he stays or gets drafted. Get your money. Miami Kid says, Big O, this might be a reach for the Dolphins, but I think Jordan Love is the guy. There you go. So lots of folks already chiming in on the YouTube chat board. You can also reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-1105. And we thank all of you for chiming in, watching, as always, and supporting the show. It means the world to me and Bill and John and everybody else that's putting a lot of work into this show every single day to put it all together. So got the Vikings and the Saints situation. Eagles and Seattle yesterday. Carson Wentz goes out after 8 plays, goes out with a head injury. Listen, he's got terrible luck, obviously. He can't stay healthy. It's a headshot, which you can't call that injury prone, but you can call this a guy that is unfortunate. Okay, clearly unfortunate. I mean, he has no luck whatsoever. It's a real shame. And you really wanted to see, I mean, it took the air out of the game right away, right? Once Wentz went down, it's like, okay, 40-year-old McCown's coming out. Come on, dude. Are we really expecting that? And Philly fought, and they hung in there, and hell, they drove down, and they were in position to try to make it a game here, and they just couldn't get it over the hump because you got a 40-year-old quarterback. I mean, when he did the option where he was running for his life to that sideline, and you know, that was like his longest run of the game because he did have, I wrote it down, how many, he had 23 yards rushing. And he had like 12 or 14 on that one run or whatever it was. But it was just one of those deals where right away you knew the game was over. And it was like, man, this sucks. Now we got to just whatever. I mean, it allowed me to focus more on the Heat. Selfishly, I got to say that because it's like I knew what was the result of that game already. It's like, okay, Seattle won this game. I mean, I'd pick Seattle anyways, but still, it was like, okay, this is a no-brainer at this point. And when it comes to the Clowney hit, I'm not going to – I don't think it was dirty. I think he was just trying to, you know, finish a play and tackle the guy, and that's what they do. They throw themselves on top of people, and it just happened to be where it hit the back of his head. But I don't think he was necessarily aiming for it. I think he just wanted to rock the body, and maybe the ball would come out. You never know. And you got to you're a runner at that point. This is what happens. It's football, man. It's football. That's why when people tell me, well, you know, the rules have changed. And, you know, it's easier for Lamar. They don't hit you. Well, get the hell out of here, bro. This is the NFL. They hit hard. And on any play, you could be over for the game, for your career. You could be crippled. Don't tell me that the rules have changed. I know they have, but they still hit hard as hell. They're still big and strong, and if they get a shot on your ass, they're going to take that shot, man. So that's why, for me, the Lamar Jackson thing is just, it's a clock. It's a bomb ticking. Tick, 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 tick. And all those people that are saying, well, the rules have changed for the quarterback. You don't really hit him like that anymore. Get the hell out of here. When they knock the hell out of Lamar, they're going to go, oh, well, all those people are talking about the rules and this and that and trying to, I'm one of the few that has steadfast stayed on this and said, quarterbacks running are not good in the NFL. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When we make it flag, then we can do that. But as long as it's called tackle football, somebody's going to crack Lamar Jackson in half at one point or another. It's just the way it is. And if you're a running quarterback, look, it's tough enough to be a quarterback. You're going to get pounded in the pocket. So you're also going to go start running and get pounded out in the open field. And by the way, I don't know, what do you think, Bill? What's worse, a collision on the move or a collision still? So if you're going 30 miles an hour,
tell you right now,
and the running backs and the other car is going 30 miles an hour, which collision is going to be worse? You standing and getting hit by 30 or 30 and 30?
No. In football, it's as simple as this. Play 12 years. If you're standing still, you're taking the full brunt. At least if you're moving toward that person, there's an extension of inertia back and forth.
But the collision's worse.
No.
Yeah, it is.
If you're hitting him, if you're running at him and you hit him, you're extending some power to him.
And
if you're standing still, you're taking the full load.
But if you're coming at 30, you're going to get hit. You're getting hit at 30, not at 0. So I think you're going to take it's going to be a bigger collision overall because there's more power on both ends.
Well,
it's like
stop.
It's like in baseball. Okay, you can stick out your bat at a ball that's coming at 90 miles an hour and you'll pop it into the outfield. But you just swing just a little bit and you connect, that ball ends up in the third deck because now all of a sudden the bat's not just standing still. Now you're swinging the bat. So the collision's going to be that much bigger, man.
Well, if you're moving faster than he is, you have the opportunity to just destroy them.
But you're destroying yourself too, bro. You're nobody's getting away here, okay?
Nobody walks unscathed.
Nobody, bro. Everybody gets clobbered and killed in that game. And the quarterback's going to get clobbered and killed if he runs. So it's going to happen. And with Carson Wentz, he's injury prone. Yes. But he's also unfortunate because that's what I have to go with yesterday. It wasn't like he got injured, like he twisted his knee running around and an ankle or whatever. I mean, some dude popped him in the back of the head. It's not his fault. I mean, that's not injury prone, but he has no luck. And there is a little bit of luck that has to be involved, right, in all of this. You have to be a little bit of what's that called? A blessed human being in order to avoid some of that stuff.
I'm a firm believer quarterbacks have an issue with getting hit because they don't take hits on a regular basis.
Of course.
They're not used to it. So when they do get hit, it is worse.
It's worse. It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, you saw RG3 when he got hit by a moving Haloti Ngata. It's not good, bro. It's not good. It's just not good. Yeah, it's scary stuff. And it's just a matter of time. And I feel for Carson Wentz because, Eagles fans are terrible. I mean, they are as brutal as they get. They must be killing him right now. That's the other thing. When I saw that he didn't come back, I was like, wow, this is not good for him. Because they already dislike him in a way. Because they think Foles is God. And it's like, dude, he's a backup that everything went his way for one day, one moment. Doesn't make him a great quarterback. Carson Wentz has all the potential to be a great. In fact, he has shown you some outstanding ability and to a level greatness over the last couple of weeks, making plays with absolutely nobody's around him. Okay? I mean, he's pulled some stuff that's pretty magical. He's a special talent. 786-322-1105 is the accidentlawfirm.com text line. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show as we take you till about 3. Remember, at the top of the hour, we're going to have Tua's press conference. So we will carry that, and hopefully we will get an answer on what's going on with Tua and his future, because obviously that is one that every Dolphin is hanging on to find out what is his future and where is Tua going, because I think we all, one way or another, we'd like to get a little closure here, because remember, now if he declares that he's coming back, this changes everything for the Dolphins now. You know what? Maybe it was changing everything before. Maybe the Dolphins weren't going to draft him anyway after this last injury. I don't know. We really don't know. But in our world, for us to talk about it, if he's saying he's coming back, now he's completely out of the mix. And even the people that want to draft him with the 5th overall pick or the 18th overall pick, injured, or I don't know what the 20-something is, because Houston advanced, so we got to see what happens. But, yeah, we got to find out. We got to find out. And by the way, the show is proudly brought to you by Murias Dental. And, folks, come and get a free consultation for an implant or Invisalign. They are the implant and Invisalign experts. So get in there, start the year right with a healthy smile. Call Eric Murias and family there at Murias Dental. They use state-of-the-art equipment. 305-821-0231. I wouldn't tell you to go somewhere where I wouldn't do it myself, right? So trust me, call Murias Dental. Get those teeth straightened out. Get them whitened. Fix those cavities. Get that crown, root canal, whatever it is. You're going through pain, don't do it. Call Murias Dental, 305-821-0231, or visit them online at muriasdental.com. Hey, folks, it's a big week, man, because we are on Sunday. Well, Thursday we'll be broadcasting from Toyota of Hollywood. So please come on by. Every Thursday now, we're at Toyota of Hollywood. Every Friday, 9 to 11, we're at Craig Zinn Acura. And then in the afternoon from 1 to 4, we're at Hialeah Park. And speaking of Hialeah Park, Bill and I are going to be at Hialeah Park twice this week. We're going to be there on Friday for our normal show from 1 to 4. And then Sunday from 11 to 1, we're going to be out at Champions. And they're going to have the National Horse Players Championship qualifier coming to Hialeah Park. And they're going to be awarding $10,000, $5,000 to the grand prize winner in first place, which you also win a trip to, which includes hotel and airfare, to Las Vegas, and a seat in the NHC in the finals in Las Vegas, February 7th through the 9th, this year, 2020. Or if you already have plans during February, you can push it back to next year, 2021. So if you want to find out more, go to HialeahPark.com. Go early, register, be there by 10 a.m. and register, and your chance, because if you're a pretty good horse player, hell, even if you get lucky. I mean, Bill and I are going to play it for the hell of it. You know, we'll try. Not that we know anything about it, although Bill thinks he knows something about horses. I told him really he only knows that they have 4 legs, but he just doesn't want to listen to me. But anyway, he will try, you know, and lose. But he'll have fun losing. That's the beauty of, you know, when you go to Hialeah Park, you'll plunge your guts out, and if you lose, you had a blast doing it. And if you win, oh, it's so good. So good to win. Friday, actually, we did win. We won a little bit there. We had a couple of winners. So it was fun. Anyway, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. What do we got here? Let's see. And, folks, don't forget to give the show a thumbs up while you're watching. We need as much traffic as possible. Tell as many of your friends and family members to subscribe to the YouTube site. We need to get to 1,000 so we can give you better live coverage, okay? Starting up with the East-West and the Senior Bowl, which, by the way, when we're done at 1 o'clock, all right, Bill and myself will be taking off to St. Pete, and we're going to go out there for the East-West Shrine game. So we got to make a list, too, now of all the players we want to interview, because Jessica wants us to tell her what players we're going to interview out there at the East-West. We're going to have a ton of interviews for you guys at the East-West Shrine, man. And of course, the Senior Bowl, too. We're going to be at both team hotels, okay? We are going to have total control of what's going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to need to be right by your YouTube channel because it's not going to be that week, the next 2 weeks, not this week. This week will be normal. But next week and the week after, shows during that Monday through Wednesday are going to pop up and go away. We might be on for 10 minutes. We might be on for an hour, and then we're gone. And then we're back. And we'll do a lot throughout that week. I mean, a lot. We'll do a lot of stuff, but it might be on and off because we're not going to be on the entire time like what we do every day. That we do a 4-hour stretch of radio and we bring on guests and all kinds of stuff and give you all kinds of insight and things like that. So that is what we'll have for you over at the Senior Bowl and the East West Shrine. So we're going to have a lot of people to talk to in those spots. Let's see. David says, Yaz would love if the Dolphins drafted Eason. Give this show a thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dolphins should go left tackle in the first round. They might. There's a couple that you can take right there at number 5 with no problem. What about Spearing? That was a dirty shot by Clowney. You can call it that, or you can call it a guy that was diving on top of another guy. You know, I don't know. I just have a hard time calling it like dirty, flat out dirty. Still a great season for Wentz and the Eagles. Wentz is definitely an elite franchise QB. I'm with you, but he may not be getting that kind of love in Philadelphia. Ty is asking me, what do you think of the Dolphins going with 2 O-linemen and Jordan Love in the first round? Ty, I get it. You want Jordan Love. I get it. And I have no problem with 2 offensive linemen. I'm not one of those guys that, oh, it's not sexy enough. I don't give a rat's ass about that, dude. I just want a great football team. And if there's something that I know, if you get a great offensive line, you can win a Super Bowl with Phil McConkey. Let me repeat that again, okay? You get a great offensive line and, hell, a tight end, and you can win a Super Bowl with Mark, I will write bad checks, Ingram, and Phil McConkey. You get a line and you can run the ball and a tight end, and Brandon Stokely can be your MVP. I want a line, okay? I want 5 hogs up front that are beating the crap out of people, that are keeping our quarterback nice and clean, that's opening up big-ass holes for the running back. I want an offensive line that is going to wear people down by the fourth quarter. Yes. Because, I mean, when they had good offensive lines, they were able to pass a lot in the 80s and early 90s. When they had a great offensive line, Greasy smoked cigars back there and found Paul Warfield 8 seconds later downfield. Okay? And when they had a great offensive line, they punished you with Zonka, Kick, and Morris. Because all we ever do 40 years later is talk about that offensive line. So at least for a guy that has perspective, a guy that's old, a guy that's been around and has seen all kinds of Dolphins teams, give me an offensive line. Okay? And the guy that tells you it's not sexy enough is a guy that doesn't understand football. Or a woman. Oh, I got to have a receiver. I got to have a defensive end. Whatever man or woman's telling you, defensive end, I don't mind, actually. I'm sorry about receiver or corner or whatever. It's got to be some kind of sexy athlete out there. No. Get me some fat guys up front that are nasty and want to take your head off. Okay? Get that. And even if you have an average quarterback, like Ryan Tannehill, you could actually advance and win some games. What a shocker. What a concept. Wow. Pretty awesome. So that's my answer to offensive linemen in the first round. Bring it on. Give any quarterback more time to find Devontae Parker. I'm in. Give any quarterback back there more time to find Mike Gesicki. I'm in. All we spent all year was, man, he can't go downfield because he doesn't have time. Well, let's get him some time. Get him some offensive linemen. Let's see. What else do we have? Rhett is going to have Miami's offense beast mode. Michael Mitchell Jr. is saying that. Are you sure? I don't know. What was the excitement over Dan Enos, dude? Right? Wasn't that the excitement over Dan Enos? Well, he coached Tua and Jalen Hurts. How'd that work out, bro? Yeah, let's I get it. You're a blind-ass fan, Michael, and you're just going to get excited about anything that the Canes do because whatever they do has got to be the right move, right? Exactly. Yeah. And we all thought that Manny Diaz was the right move, too, and we were wrong. Yo, Big O, how could they not review that push-off in the Saints-Vikings game? It's the NFL. It's run terrible, but they're Teflon, and they don't care, and it won't affect them. Rich says, greetings from Daytona Beach. We will see you soon. We will see you soon. We will be there for Rockville in Daytona. We'll be there for 3 days. Rockin'. Joe says, we need to just go best available regardless of position for every pick with the first 3 rounds. Amen, sir. I'm with you all the way. Emilio says, what up, boys? Please don't trade Dragic. I don't think they will because it would change the dynamics of the team off the bench. Who else do you have that's as consistent as he is off the bench and as potent? No, man. No, I don't think that'll happen. I think they will keep him. Good morning, Big O. They mentioned yesterday that the top 4 rushing teams this season made the playoffs. Yes, sir. I saw that. The top 4 passing teams didn't. I said it last year, and I'll say it again. Build the line. Hell yeah, man. Of course. Look at the Ravens. They're killing you with the run, man. We are getting so O-line during free agency, but I'd still draft one if he's best available. Why are you going to go draft? Why are you going to go free agency, Joe? Why do you want the Dolphins to go back to being stupid, Joe? Huh, Joe? What does free agency get you, Joe? I'm sorry. Did you learn a goddamn thing, Joe? Some of you Dolphin fans, I swear, are you permanently stupid? Right? You're just permanently stupid. It's just that 20 years of doing stupid things has you in your mind, just like Joe, hey, let's go spend money on free agency. What, like Josh Sitton, Joe? You want to do that? You Mark Colombo? I told you guys already, okay? Listen to this show, all right? Because we're the ones that are mostly on target about the Dolphins more than anybody else. On the beat, around the country, listening, internet. I don't give a rat's ass. They will spend money if it's a young free agent. If it's not a young free agent, you don't spend any money. You don't go back, Joe, to buying stupid old players and broken down players. Some of you guys, you don't learn a damn thing. You want to go back to signing Sue. Just like the morons at the beginning of the year. Let's go get Clowney. Let's go get, what was the name of the Trent Williams, right? The Washington guy holding out who's 33 years old and wants to get paid. Oh, let's go get Trent. We need it. You don't learn a damn thing. You and some of the media members. Do you realize that they're trying to go young? So, if there happens to be a young offensive lineman that becomes available in free agency, which, by the way, is very rare that a 25, 26, 27-year-old is going to become available. The guys that become available are 31. And they're worn out and they're coming off injuries or they've got multiple injuries for multiple years, i.e. Josh Sitton. but Joe wants to keep signing stupid-ass free agents. We are getting so O-line during free agency. Oh, man. Some of you guys won't learn. If you sign anything free agency, trust me, a 1-year, 2-year deal. Just sign a guy that you're just going to – they're not going to go and give a guy that's 31 $30 million up front and all that. They're not doing that. Those days are done. I keep trying to explain that to people, and they still don't want to understand. They don't want to pay attention. When all that money, and then they said that they would be aggressive, certain members in the media, they're going to go out and spend crazy. And what did I tell you right from the get-go? No, they're not. They're not going to spend crazy. They're not doing that anymore. And then they came back and kind of followed it up with, hey, we're going to spend, but we're going to be smart about it. Exactly. They're going to sign their own, and they're going to sign guys that they can get in and out, a 1 or 2 year deal, which means you're not getting quality guys in free agency. The quality guys are older, and they want money. It's their last contract. And Miami is not going to be their last contract. It's not going to happen. So get that out of your mind. That those days are done. They're building through the draft. Free agency will be rare. It'll be middle-of-the-road free agents. Nothing special. Unless young free agent becomes available. That's it. What else do we have here? Dark Knight says Manny won't make it through 2020. Well, if he has a lot of the stupid-ass crap that went on this year, he shouldn't make it through 2020. Daniel Amador says picking up a quarterback, running back, and defensive end in first round. Yeah, there's the guy that knows nothing about the offensive line. Second round, all offensive line. Yeah, exactly. That's really smart. Hey, Big O, what are your thoughts on, what is that, Anime? I have no idea what that is. So you did it again, Fred Sled? I have no idea. At a decent price, not high price, guys. Young guys under 28, old, Big O.
Is he trying to say anime?
Yeah. Hey, Joe, this isn't fantasy football, bro. Okay? It's called free agency, which means you overpay, dude. All right? I know. I get it, brother. I understand. You're the guy that you've suspended Deion Waiters like 8 times, and you think somebody's going to give you 2 first-rounders. I get it. You're that guy. Big Mike, why hasn't Miami announced that the Gailey hire, or did I miss it? Mark Colombo was mentioned as Miami O-line coach if he was let go by Dallas. I don't know. Did they mention the Chan Gailey hire? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know if there's been like an official thing, but whatever. He's here. Big deal. I don't really care about that. He's here. How old is Trent? What, like 33 or something? Our football says, great job, Big O. Thank you. Miami Kid says, Big O, I'm hoping that Flores has some input in this year's draft that Charles Harris pick has made me queasy about Chris Greer. All right, Miami Kid. So how did Wilkins do this year? How did X do? Isn't he a great pick for a second rounder? Didn't he do good with Laramie Tunsil? I'm just wondering, is Miami Kid, do you have just selective memory? Did he not pick Preston Williams now in free agency out of the rookie draft? How about Mike Gesicki? Did he wake up now and looking better? And Jerome Baker also? Those are all his picks, dude. I mean, if you just want to pick on Charles Harris, I get it now. I get it. Between you and Joe, you guys just want to raise my blood pressure. That's all it is, right? That's what you guys are doing today? You're going to raise my blood pressure? Hey, the Charles Harris pick. Wow, that's super convenient, dude. Super convenient. You don't point out any of the other picks. Right? It's amazing. You find Nick Needham out of nothing. You might have found your 4th or 5th corner for next year. Yeah, but, Chris Greer sucks. I can only talk about Charles Harris, but why am I going to mention that Christian Wilkins did a nice job? Why am I going to mention that Mike Gesicki turned it around? Why am I going to mention that Jerome Baker played well and that Raekwon McMillan played better? Why am I going to mention any of that? Why am I going to mention that Chris Greer found X, a shutdown corner in the second round? Why am I going to mention that? Why am I going to mention that he drafted Minkah Fitzpatrick in the first round and Laramie Tunsil, and they're both hits, and he made Laramie Tunsil a first-round pick he picked into 3 picks? Why am I going to mention that? No, but let me just focus on Charles freaking Harris. Let me not talk about Jakeem Grant for a 5th rounder. Nah, why am I going to do that? Let me just say Charles Harris. That's all. Del carajo. Okay? Wow. Love it. 1 week from today, LSU will beat the brakes off of Clemson. Watch. If it was Tannenbaum who probably had to say Charles Harris pick, I don't know who it was. Whatever. I don't care. In the end, I don't care. I like what Chris Greer's doing. And what he's done in the last, 10 months, monstrous. Cleared out all the cap problems. Loaded them up with draft picks. Got you what looks like a head coach. You want to keep talking Charles Harris? How about Brian Flores? Del carajo. Wow. Some of you guys out there, you're real doozies. You are real doozies, I got to tell you. Some of you out there don't learn a damn thing. By the way, the show is proudly brought to you by Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines. And, folks, we would never tell you to go buy or lease a vehicle where we wouldn't do it ourselves. I've owned and leased Acura vehicles. We've got 2 in our household. This is what I want you to do. Anybody else that you hear do a live spot for a car dealership, go check what car they're actually driving. Go check that. Because I love somebody telling you, hey, go buy or lease a vehicle here, but they don't drive that vehicle. They drive something else because, that's kind of phony, right? So that's what I tell you. And right now, folks, they got some awesome lease features. The ILX 2020 models, 209, the TLX 239, the RDX 339, the MDX 349, only $29.99 due at signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. Get on down there, check out the fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles and the used cars, all makes, all models to fit all kinds of budgets. Get on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard. Tell Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all those great people out there that Big O sent you. And trust me, they will take care of you at Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get ready for Tua and Saban. They are going to address the media. We are going to carry it.